All right, so this is off the cuff. All right, so I'm gonna have you work on looking at patterns of precipitation on page 147 and then answer that question. And then there's a second question on page 148. And then it looks at actual precipitation areas, and there's a model diagram and measurements of precipitation, and then there's a couple questions about that. And then there's an image about desert versus rainforest, and so you're putting all these pieces of information together. So we've been doing weather, and now we're moving into climate, and understanding the pieces of weather help you put together the pieces that create your climate, your long-term weather patterns. And it has to do with a lot of the stuff we've been talking about. We've been talking about latitude playing a role on different things. We're talking about high pressure and low pressure. If you have a high pressure system, air sinking, you can't form clouds. If you can't form clouds, you can't get rain. Okay? Low pressure is warm air rising. That can create clouds, and that can create rain. And then the rain is moved by the wind patterns. Remember all these things? So now we're going to put them together for climate. Okay? There's some really great images in your book, and you just have to read the information, read what they provide you. So for example, on this one, pay attention to what they're telling you here. Okay? And then pay attention to where the high and lows are. See, the highs and lows. Remember, high pressure systems can't form rain. Oh, also pay attention to those latitudes. You see those latitude marks? We've talked about latitude several times. Latitude is about where you are close to the equator or further away. Are you close to the equator? If you're close to the equator, your temperature is going to be warm. If you're further away from the equator, your temperature is going to be cooler. And that's because of that direct or indirect sunlight that you're receiving that we talked about. And I did the flashlight on the globe for you. It's all about those things. And now you're going to put all these things together and answer these questions. Okay, so page 147, you're going to answer questions about patterns of precipitation. And then you're going to, again, you got to look at the information on page 148. That's patterns about precipitation. So that's telling you measurements of precipitation. What do you notice about where there's a lot of precipitation versus very little precipitation? Do you see the relationship between where you saw high pressure and low pressure? And then you take that and you look at the last one, and the last one is, where are there rainforests and where are there deserts? I'll bet it's directly related to high pressure, low pressure, and precipitation and latitude. Okay? So put all those pieces together, and I want good answers. Give me good answers, okay? And then you should be working on your Learn Smart. That's due Friday, at the end of the day Friday, but it's 100 points. And I like to see you going through those questions and reviewing the material. I prefer that you have it done prior to taking your test on Friday, but I realize some of you need additional time to work through those questions. So I've made it available to you until 2:30. All right? Thank you. Have a good one.